Okay, hey everybody, happy Sunday. Let me just make sure I'm live for a quick second. Did you guys know? Okay, looks like I'm live. So, hey, happy Sunday. And it is casual Sunday. So, I've got casual attire, Barbie, because I was feeling colorful today. But yeah, so today I am going to be answering just some common questions. So it's open chat. If you have questions that you would like to ask a recruiter, please do, or someone that's, an HR professional, feel free to drop them in the chat. And I also have common questions that I've been seeing on Reddit and other sites. So I will be walking through some of those questions. But again, feel free to chime in with any questions. It could be, this is kind of an open chat. So it could be job related, but if you also just have a random question or just want to talk about something, that's what this is for. So yeah. Oh, hey. Hey, Natural Larissa. And hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Welcome in. I'm happy to see you here. I'm so glad I connected with you. And I saw your connections on IG, so I did connect with you there as well. Hey, Barry. Barry was in here bright and early. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, Restream it's a lot going on, but I'm loving it today, especially because I'm oh, this is matching my little theme here. So it's perfect. Hey, Edward, welcome in. How are you? And how's everyone doing today? Hopefully good. It's really nice here in Dallas. The last few days, I would say, so Friday and yesterday too, it was pretty gloomy, rainy and stuff. So today is pretty nice. So I'm happy about that. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first question. Hey, Sharky, welcome in. How are you, Sharky? Okay. So, but just keep in mind, it is open discussion. You can, bring up any questions that you are thinking of in the chat today. So, all right. So one of the first ones I wanted to address was actually, I believe, in the thumbnail. So let me look at that one. Okay. So there were a lot of questions that were basically just questions regarding, okay, you interview at a company and then what do you do after that? So you interview and it's been a few days, sometimes it's been a week, and you haven't heard anything. And I would always say follow up with the person that you interviewed with. And I know sometimes your direct contact is the recruiter or HR contact. You don't always have the emails or contact information from the people that you directly interviewed with, just depending on the role. So I always recommend reaching out to the recruiter, sharing, and I will say this, most good recruiters will reach out to you. They will either reach out to you in an email or give you a call and say, hey, let me get some feedback. How do you think everything went with your interviews today? Or, if it has to be the next day, yesterday, whatever. And they'll want to get some feedback from you, see how your experience is, see if you had any, questions, if you were able to get your questions answered, how you're feeling about the job and everything, right? That's what I would do. That's what I do as a recruiter. And the other part of that is the recruiter should be telling you, okay, here are the next steps. This is what you should expect over the next couple of days. So oftentimes for me, it's been at my former company, I'm just getting into the new company and kind of learning their processes. But normally it's okay, give me a couple of days, let me find out what the team thought, and then I'll come back to you either way and let you know, if they would like to move forward. And if they do want to move forward, this is kind of what we would do. And so you should know that. You should know that. And if you haven't found out, if, not every recruiter does this, you just follow up with them, let them know hey, give them a call. You should have their phone number or at least their email. Follow up with them. and let them know, like, hey, you enjoyed the interviews, whatever you want to say, basically. If you have questions, you would let them know any follow-up questions you have. And then also share with them a thank you note. Say, you'd like them to share a thank you to the team. The other thing you could do is utilize LinkedIn. If the interview folks, every person that you interviewed with, if they have a LinkedIn profile, which most likely they will, because most professionals are on LinkedIn, you can follow up with them that way. You can just send them a quick thank you note. I would not get into anything weird. Like I would not ask compensation or say anything about like, I can't wait to get started. You just don't want to put them in a weird, awkward position or anything like that. So addressing that, because I saw a lot of questions on Reddit, just basically like, okay, I interviewed and I haven't heard back yet. And it's kind of sad to see that, because it just means the recruiter hasn't told them anything. It's like you interview and then you don't hear back. And I hate that. I've experienced that myself being a job seeker, and it's not fun. And I've also heard the stories. And so that's why as a recruiter, I try my best. I know we have a lot of people that we're managing and talking to, but the recruiter should be, overall getting back to the job candidate. Okay, I see some folks messaging in here. So let me make sure I am addressing folks in the chat. Hey. Oh, Mr. Wise. Okay, Mr. Wise is the one I didn't see come in. Hey, how are you? I hope all is going well. And thank you so much, Edward. Yes, please do hit the like button if you're liking the discussion so far. Okay. Now, what was the other question on here? Oh, okay. So this is a good one. And I don't have the full commentary on this one, but I asked for too low of a salary. How can I fix it? So, okay. So it sounded like it was an HR screening. And during that HR screen, or the recruiter screen, we will ask, like, what are you looking for? We cannot ask you what is your current salary. So I'll just get that out there. You can't ask that. So if someone's asking you that question, that's all wrong. You don't have to answer that. But you should be able to talk about what your expectations are. Sometimes when you're just talking to the recruiter, you haven't learned all the details about the job. So it's totally fair to say, although we don't like hearing this, I really want to learn some more information about this specific job before I get into compensation. So, and that's okay. But ideally, you should, if you're interviewing for a job, you should know what you're looking for. You should kind of understand the market so that you're not kind of undervaluing yourself or putting yourself way out of the league of what people will pay for a certain given job. But let's say you did give a number. You gave a number and you're like, I want $65,000. And then later you find out, well, really for all the things that you're going to be doing and looking at the market, you're doing your research and everything, you're talking to people, you find out that really the pay you should be looking at is $75,000. Well, it's definitely not too late. Just because you told the recruiter something doesn't mean you can't change. Again, we don't like this. We don't like when you change up on us. But if you found out new information about the job or something, you can actually address that with the recruiter. Now, I would most likely address certain things once you actually have an offer in hand. But let's say you're in a position where maybe you learn right after the interviews that you have like 5 extra expectations and you're going to be needing to do some additional work than what the recruiter talked about. You can definitely share with them that you would be looking for a higher compensation. And you still don't have to give them a number, but just note like, hey, I learned that I'll be doing X, Y, and Z more. And, in my research and everything I know about the position, that would allot for a higher compensation. And so they may want to get into more details with you and really understand a number, or they may say, okay, that's good to know. I'll find out if the team is wanting to move forward, and we can have that conversation if we get to the offer stage. Most likely a recruiter is going to want to kind of understand what your ideal compensation is in that instance. So it's totally fair to bring it back up. It's not like you put a number in the application and that's it. You can never talk about it again, or you tell the recruiter the first time this number and you can never change it. You can always, negotiate, and it should be a conversation. You should have a conversation. If whatever's on your mind, you should be able to talk about that. But I would definitely recommend doing that when there's actually a legit chance that you're getting an offer, or you actually have an offer in place would be the most ideal, because that gives you the most, leeway. Because the company's already basically saying like, hey, we want you. Okay, now that negotiation process starts of like, okay, well, let's get into some details here, what I've learned. And you can talk about your interests and everything, but say, this is really what I'm looking for now that I know more about the job. So anyway, quick way to answer that question. Of course, every scenario is going to look a little different. And I think it also depends on the amount, what the job is, and all that kind of stuff. Like if it's an industry that's very much like there's an overflowing amount of applicants, you may want to think twice and just want to make sure that if you hear the word no, you're okay with that, right? But then in most cases, a lot of these jobs, you're requiring a lot of skill. So it's probably going to be harder to find someone. So are they going to want to go through, a process all over again for a couple of $1,000s? It really depends on the case. Okay, I am going back to the comments. So I saw some comments over here. I see everyone saying hello to each other. I love that. Sharky says you like the Barbie shirt. Thank you. This is like my personality, but definitely personality today. I was just like, I need some color. I need some color. I think it was due to the gloomy days I was having. So I'm just like, yeah, all pink, all purple. I love it. Thank you, Sharky. Mr. Rice says you're doing pretty good, just cleaning up. That's good. I did some cleanup this morning. I was like, I haven't really done a deep dive in spring cleaning, but I need to as we approach summer here. Oh, thank you, Pandy. Oh, cool. I love that. Thanks for the nice comment. I'm glad you like the setup. Hey, what's up, Hilda? Nice to see you in here. I was watching you yesterday and I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. But I love you. You're just so chill in your live streams. I love it. Let me see here. And you're saying hello to everybody. I saw a question in here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's from Sharky. Okay. Sharky says, just what websites do you recommend to uncover that compensation information? I know Glassdoor is one, but are there others or better ones to unearth the position's true value? Yeah, so you can use a couple different ones. You can definitely use PayScale. You can use Glassdoor. You can also look at BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. I always mispronounce that word, but I think it's pronounced Bureau of Labor Statistics as well. And you can find out some general salary information. Now, just make sure that, when you're using some of these sites, Glassdoor, PayScale, BLS, they're really generalizing by the job title. So something that you will want to consider is, does that job title really reflect what you're really doing? So sometimes you have to look for an alternate job title, which you can utilize like Indeed or LinkedIn to help you do some of that research. Because you will see that sometimes the compensation can be a little estimated or underestimated because that job title is a little off. The other thing you want to consider as well is that a lot of times those job titles don't count, niche skills. So let's say you're getting a job in marketing specialist, but they also want you to have experience in Salesforce and Google ads and all these different, niche, either platforms or skills that they want this person to have. Well, sometimes that can also, increase the compensation. So just make sure that you're countering in some of that. But yeah, PayScale and Glassdoor, great. And then BLS or Bureau Labor Statistics can be helpful. You can also use LinkedIn and Indeed sometimes to find some compensation information, because your peers can actually say what they're getting for a certain pay. Let's say for a recruiter in a certain market, other people can say like, hey, I'm making XYZ. And Indeed and LinkedIn, they actually gather that information. So you can also find out that way. But again, just take it with a grain of salt, because with compensation, some companies are market leaders, like they're paying the top rates. Others are somewhere in the middle, and then other companies are on that lower end, and maybe they just aren't as competitive. So keep in mind, if you're having that discussion and the company's really just struggling with meeting you at that number, you do have to sometimes make the assessment of, does it check the boxes everywhere else? Do I have the progression opportunity to move into another role where I can get a certain pay that I want? So you do have to consider some of that too, because, not all companies are market leaders when it comes to compensation. Hilda saying, how is everybody doing? Hey, Shar, welcome in here. How is your Sunday going? And I'm just looking in the chat to see if there were any other questions. Hilda said I was getting my life in your stream last night. She really is hilarious. Hilarious. I was getting all the laughs. Hey, nice to see you in here. Welcome in. You can talk your way to healthier relationships. I like your YouTube handle name. Love it. Okay. I think I addressed all the comments in here, or most of them with questions. And Hilda says, I'm not a normal human. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this one I haven't read yet. So they're saying, okay, this is a person on Reddit. They're saying they're expecting their final interview next week. Okay, cool. That's like a good sign, right? Once you get to the final stages of interviewing, it's most likely you probably got the job, because, it kind of dwindles down as you go along in the process. Okay, I'm interviewing with a fintech company at the moment. I had my second interview on Friday. Whoop, whoop. At the end of the interview, they said they still got 2 candidates to interview for the second next week. But a few hours later in the same day, they told me I'm moving to the final round and asked me to confirm the date. So they just quickly moved me to the final stage, even though they haven't finished interviewing all candidates for the second round. My final interview is next Thursday. I guess they will interview the 2 candidates before that. Then I will be the first person they're interviewing for the final stage. Is it a good sign? Does it mean they sort of made their mind already? The final round is just a presentation. They will send me some data to analyze. I'm still interviewing with the same person. Okay. So they're basically just trying to get, and I see a lot of these comments again, like you interview and you're just kind of like, okay, like, is this a good sign? Am I going to get the job? My recommendation, now this could be like the dream job, but my recommendation is to not just have that one job that you're looking at. Definitely explore other opportunities. Even if you have that one job where you're like, this is it, I got to get this job. Definitely, interview, keep an eye out for other opportunities too. Don't ever be in a situation where you just have the one, unless you're in a place where you're already in a job already, and it's like you're really picking and choosing what you go for. But overall, it sounds like this person is in a good spot. It's very likely that they have like this person and just one other person that they're looking at, and the presentation will be that final factor of who gets the job. So that is that's my thought on that. But like, you just kind of have to go through the process and see what happens. Like, you can get excited, but don't like set your hearts on that one job. That's never good. That's never a good thing, because what if you get rejected, Okay. I thought this one was interesting. Oh, it's gone. I think someone took it down. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, I got this. Wah, wah. I just saw it this morning. I was like, that's cool. Okay, let me go to my photos because I took screenshots. Okay, let me go to the comments too. Yes, Hilda does. She's very energetic. Sunday's moving quickly, trying to enjoy the rest. Oh, that's good. Well, enjoy. Yes, Sunday's always the day. It's like, Friday, Saturday, it's like chill, you got the weekend, and then Sunday gets here and it's like, oh, tomorrow's Monday. It's like in a few hours, it's Monday. Is it all right to ask if there's a probation period? Oh, yeah. No, I think that's safe to ask. So, yeah, typically there is like a few months where you're like in this probationary phase of work. I think that's safe to ask. And I think most, because you are being very dependent on the recruiter or the people that you're engaging with during your interview process. But I do think most people will say, the probationary period is like 3 months before, or before you can move into promotions or really anything, or you have 3 months before you can take vacation or anything like that. The recruiter should be telling you, but I think it's always better to ask these questions up front so you understand. Now, one thing I would say, don't ask generally to your interviewers. Keep the conversation with HR or the recruiter is about compensation. I have seen people go wrong when they go to their interviews and they're asking the interview team about their compensation. And it's like, they don't really determine that, because sometimes your interview team does not even consist of just your manager. You're meeting like your potential manager and then maybe a coworker or, someone from another group to get some more context and for them to have a different perspective when they're assessing candidates. So that would be the only question I would say, as of right now, that's coming to me, where I would say, ooh, don't ask that. Yes, Fanny, that was a great question. Oh, thanks, Barry. Appreciate that. Hey, Zero. Zero is in here as well. Welcome in. Nice to see you. I'm going to get to some of the next question because I'm looking for questions. I don't see any others in the chat, so I will move it along. Okay. I got to go to my screenshot, though. Oh, man. Okay. So, oh, yes, I remember this one. So I'm going to put this caption up here. Oh, man, this was a tough one. So this person was saying, and they have a really funny name on Reddit. Like, it's pretty anonymous on Reddit. People don't really show their faces, so I'll go ahead and say it. I ate the crepes of wrath is their name on here. But they're contacting current employee with questions before the interview. Is it bad etiquette? And it's like, okay, if you have to ask this question, most likely it's probably bad etiquette. But let's see. Hi, y'all. I have a second interview with a large company this week, and I am currently anticipating the questions I will be asked. Whilst researching the role, I found employees on LinkedIn who currently do the role I will be doing in a different region or country. I was wondering whether or not it's bad etiquette to message one or two of these individuals before my interview to get potential advice on the role itself and any bonus details with which they could possibly provide me. Do you think this is a wise idea, or does it look sneaky? Thanks. Okay, here are my thoughts on that. Like, reaching out. So you haven't even had the interview yet, but you want to reach out to people that look to have the same job and kind of get some insight from them. I think that if you know someone that works at the company and they happen to be in the same role, let's say someone referred you, that's a totally different instance than reaching out to people that you entirely do not know, because they have no idea, most likely, that you're interviewing for this job. And you may put them in a really awkward position. And most likely they're going to come to HR or recruitment and say, hey, this person reached out to me. It seems like they're interviewing. Like, they're most likely going to come back to HR. And it may look really strange that you're doing that. I think the better alternative would be to go ahead and interview, like have your interviews, contact the recruiter and just see what kind of information you can find online. Again, LinkedIn, Indeed, these are places where employees actually provide direct information. Sometimes you can find it, especially if it's a large company. They will provide direct information about their work experience, about the job, about the interviewing process, all of that. So I would lean more on what you can find online. And if you happen to know someone, like really know them, maybe it's someone that even referred you to the job, I would say you could reach out to them, let them know, hey, you have this interview coming up, you want to know some more insight. But don't be afraid to reach out to your recruiter and just let them know, because at the basics of what this person is trying to do, they're trying to ask a little bit more. They're trying to understand more about what the job entails, it seems like. And they've been researching. So they've been researching on LinkedIn. They found these people and they just want to go ahead and directly contact them. The better alternative would be to, whatever questions that you are going to ask, we're going to ask these folks, go ahead and jot them down, put them in an email, and send them to your recruiter and say, hey, I have these questions ahead of the interview. I'd love for the interview team to cover it. Or these are questions I plan on asking the interview team. And then, if there are questions that I already know and I can answer them for you, I'll go ahead and answer them for you. But then you can bring them to the interview team, right? And you can ask it during that time. I would not just reach out to these random folks that you've never met and be like, hey, I'm interviewing. Can you tell me about this? Most likely, some of them may not get back to you. I'm just going to be honest. But then other folks that may want to get back to you, they're going to be feeling really weird because you're interviewing and they may not know anything. So just don't put anyone in a weird position. Think about the other person. Like, would you want someone to be like, hey, I'm interviewing, can you tell me? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to give you any information that maybe I shouldn't be giving you. So yeah, it's a little weird. All right. Sharky says, the only time I would do that is if I already know one person working in a potential new department. Yes, exactly. So if you actually know the person, that is a great point, Sharky. If you know the person, then yeah, you can get all the scoop that you can get. I would definitely recommend it. Try to get as much information as you can, because you got a friend, they can tell you a little bit. They can tell you what you're getting yourself into. But yeah, if you don't know them, I mean, it's going to be a little awkward. Hey, Alexis, nice to see you in here. Welcome in. And I see partly Cloudy in here as well. Hello, nice to see you also. Sharky, you were asking some great questions. Sharky and Edward have asked some really good questions so far. Cubson, hey, Cubson offers amazing insight about YouTube. I love your channel. Okay, so in the bushes, cooking at the motion. You're in the bushes? That's cool. I appreciate you being here. All right, so let me go on to the next question. Yes, if you haven't already hit the thumbs up button and worked on the like button, please do that. Oh my goodness, this was a long one. This is a long one. Some people really write stories on Reddit. And let me know, have you guys used Reddit for anything? Like, used it to actually get information about something, to connect with someone on a topic, or just to ask general questions? I know it seems like people either use Quora or Reddit, or I don't even know if there's other things out there, but there's some lengthy ones on here. Oh man, okay. I'm gonna wait on this. I'm gonna come back to this long question and ask this shorter one. So, okay, this is a similar question as before. I interviewed last week via Zoom. The interview was 33 minutes. It's okay. I answered 70% of the question at the end of the interview. Asked the the expectation of salary, and they asked me, this person has really bad grammar. So I'm trying. And asked me about how was the interview, easy or difficult. I said it was good, but maybe different accent. He said, okay, we will email you about accepted or not. Until now, I didn't receive an email. I would just tell this person to follow up with them. I have no idea what, like, I imagine maybe this person, English might be their second language. I would just follow up with them and, see if they've made a decision yet. Okay, so I'll go back to this longer one. Okay. So this person is thinking about a career change, it sounds like. So they're saying the title is either they stay in construction or they find an accounting internship. Okay. This is a deep one. Okay. I have been at a low point in my life for a while now. I am a freshman in college. Oh my gosh, you're at a low point in your life already and you're a freshman in college? Oh man. Okay. I mean, freshman year of college, that's like fun times. I enjoyed college. And I see you, Zero, saying, I've seen videos of people's stories on Reddit. Really? Yeah, I use Reddit here and there. Sometimes I'll post my videos out there, and sometimes I forget to do it. But they're pretty strict on you providing links from other sites. I think they want you to just post things in the Reddit community. Okay, so they've been in a low point for a while now. They're a freshman in college studying accounting, and I have not felt happy with myself since early high school. Oh my gosh. First of all, pause. This person I think they need someone to talk to. Like, do you have friends? Do you have people that you can talk to? Because sometimes you just don't, especially right now with everything going on. I can't even imagine freshmen of college right now, maybe because of the pandemic, maybe they haven't been able to make friends and contacts like a normal situation, as some colleges are like 100% virtual, or like they were virtual at first. Now they're back on campus, and I can imagine people are just feeling weird. Okay, so I'm going to read the rest of this. Okay, they have not felt happy with themselves since early high school. I commute to a small private school and have not made any friends since I started. Aww. I haven't made any friends really since I came to Dallas, but I can't really fully relate because it's like you're so young. Oh man, I'm already an introvert. Oh my goodness. We had that conversation about introvert, guys. But social distancing has made it worse. I can see that. I was recruited to play soccer at my college, and this has been a childhood aspiration of mine, but I had a serious groin injury. Oh my goodness. And cannot play until I find a good time for surgery. Even after I recover, there is no guarantee my body will be 100%. Oh, this is so sad. This has had a negative effect on my mental health. Yeah, see, I was questioning, like, have they talked to people? Maybe they need to get some therapy. But then I know when you're in college, maybe you don't have health care, maybe you do, or maybe you're your parents. I don't know. I live with my Eastern European parents, and they are horrible people. Oh my gosh. This is so sad. Yeah, Barry is a freshman in college. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay. So I live with my Eastern European parents, and they are horrible people. No one understands the full scope of having a toxic relationship with your family until they have actually experienced it. I get that. One day on this channel, I will talk about it, but part of me gets that. Okay. I have lost friends. I have lost friendships, girlfriends. Is this a guy? Construction. I'm assuming it's a guy asking that question. Girlfriends? Okay. Happiness and anything else I could have created for myself, all because I do not agree with Okay. I hope they get to the story. It's like really long. So all my life they've had some religious issues, so they need help. I need to move out, and I want someone to point me in the right direction. Although I've never worked a real job on the books, I am in need. I need to, what? I am in a need right now financially because my scholarship. The criteria pays for most of my school, and I'm under the table roofing during the summers. I have a couple of options. I have gotten very good at roofing and can make 900 cash a week if I push myself. Oh my gosh, the story. Oh my goodness. When I move out, should I keep roofing, in which case I would set myself up nicely to own a business in the future, or should I find an internship or even work for free at an accounting firm? I plan on pursuing a CPA and have done well in school thus far, but I'm worried that I am not ready to move out and that the more difficult accounting courses will be overwhelming. Should I bite the bill and take out loans so that I may live on campus? I'm truly unhappy with my life at the moment. Any and all advice may be. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's a lot. So I guess I'll back up. So should you continue working a construction job or get an accounting internship, whether it pays or not? Like, look, you're a freshman in college. No, you should keep the job you have right now, learn some basics of accounting, and great if you can, look for an accounting job and you can find an accounting job, maybe something with, man, it would be great to find something maybe in tax, like maybe TurboTax or Intuit, rather is the parent company name. Maybe you could find something there. Y'all. So yeah, continue the construction job. As far as moving out, that is like not an HR question, but generally I would say stick it out with your parents, because your alternative sounds like you could get loans to pay for your housing, and that just sounds like you're going to be really stressed out when you get the loan. So try to deal as much as you can with your parents. I mean, even if you have to make it you literally are at home to sleep and then the rest of the time you're like at school or something, or somewhere at the park, or any free spaces that you can go to and study and chill, to just get away from home. And then you come back and you're at home, but you're really just hi mom, hi dad, shower, go to bed, wake up and do it all over again. See how long you can do that. The other option I would say is maybe see if you can join any kind of groups on campus, to make friends. And then from there, you might be able to get a roommate situation, but that could also put you in a toxic position because you just never know when you're living with someone else. But it could be different than your parents if they truly are being toxic. And the other thing is, just continue pursuing school. Look out for accounting opportunities. When you find an accounting opportunities, I would say look for something that has a pay attached to it. But then if you absolutely can't find something, then yeah, you can definitely take on an internship, but just make sure you have some savings to prepare for that. And you're not like away from home. You should, if you're going to do that, stay at home. But if you're saying that you're looking to move out at some point, your option should not be, take on a non-paying accounting internship. That's just that is my 2 cents about that whole terrible situation. Oh my gosh, I hope they are okay. Like, I think they just need to seek out like anyone to talk to. They just need to get a space where they can talk. Maybe they need to make a YouTube channel and talk, or find some type of space where they can just talk to people, Discord or something. Oh man. Zero said, what I meant is I've seen the Reddit stories that people put out there and YouTube videos. Oh yeah, you've seen some of those. Yeah, some of those are a little. There are some interesting ones. I've definitely seen some of those, but they can lead you to the left real fast. Zero says, I had a toxic relationship with my daddy's side of the family, with the exception of a few people. I cut them off. They tossed me aside and did nothing to help. So good riddance. I am a big supporter that people should have boundaries. So, cutting people off should be like the last case scenario, but sometimes you have to do it that way. Sometimes you have to cut people off because they are indeed toxic, and you even let them in a little bit and they spread that toxicity around to others. And so you have to set boundaries. So ideally, this person would get away, have that time away from their parents. But if their option is to take out student loans, like just chill, really assess if you can handle this for another 6 months or a year or something, because that's no joke. Look ahead to the future. It feels bad now, but in 4 years, having, I don't know, $30,000 of student loan debt that you didn't really need because you wanted to live on campus or you just needed to get away, I would say that's a no. Try to find another option or get something off campus with roommates. Like try to, find spaces where you can make friends or acquaintances or people that you can tolerate that are not toxic, right? I have a video coming up on some ways that you can actually identify how people might be toxic and also workplaces that are toxic. So comes from experience and also, just research. So I will be sharing that soon. Yes, Sharky, this guy's got more mental baggage than JFK Airport. I know, it's so sad because it's like you're a freshman in college and you're feeling this bad. I think too, at that age, like at 18, 17, 18, 19, you feel like every single thing is against you. It's like every little thing, it could be a very tiny little thing and it is this big. And I remember that age, right? And it probably was until I was like 25 that I was like, oh, things aren't that big of a deal. I think it's because scientists typically say you're not really fully grown until you're 27, like mentally. And this is a guy, so who knows? It could be 27, it could be a little less than that, it could be a little more than that. But yeah, it's tough. So it's a balance. So some of this could be really going on, but then also at that age, everything just seems way bigger than it really is. Hey, House of X. Hey, Mr. 100 Rounds. Welcome in. Nice to see you guys in here. We are answering general job questions. So if you have any thoughts, please do let me know. And Natural Larissa is still in here. Hey. You've been hanging out with us. Edward says, oh, Sharky saying to Edward, I've been meaning to say, I like your avatar. Is that a B? Okay. Yes. Edward has all types of like aircraft videos, which are pretty cool. Okay. This one was an interesting one. So this is like not professional related jobs, but like general like waitress jobs or like when I worked, you guys know I worked at a smoothie shop. I've worked at retail. I worked some different random jobs. So this person said, my boss takes all the takeout tips. That's terrible. So I'm sure other people have dealt with this issue, and I would really appreciate if someone could give me advice. So I've been working at a small family-owned restaurant. That's going to be a challenge right there. It's family-owned. You're not going to be able to do too much. They have a lot of autonomy when it comes to family-owned business, and it's a restaurant. Okay, so I've been working at a small family-owned restaurant for about 3 months now. I work on takeout, which includes taking the orders on the phone and from 3 different machines, making small things for the order like salads and desserts and packing the order for customers. As far as I'm aware, the credit card tips don't go to the servers or any of the takeout people. However, servers do take their cash tips. Up front with the cash register, there's a tip jar that people will occasionally put money in. I have been taking these tips over the last few months because no one told me otherwise. When the boss confronted me about it, I apologized and stopped taking them. That was about 2 weeks ago, and I have continued taking tips only if people give them to me directly. However, my boss saw and got mad at me again. I apologized again, gave the money back, but the more I think about it, the more unfair it seems. Anytime I tip, I want that to go directly to the person that helped me or to the kitchen, but it doesn't seem like those tips are going to the kitchen staff either, just directly into my boss's pockets. I would understand if he wanted to be a no-tip business. I'm aware that those exist, but he never stops people from tipping, and there's nothing that says it doesn't go to cashiers. Maybe I'm in the wrong here, but I definitely feel like people wouldn't tip as much if they knew it was going to. Yeah, Yeah, I definitely wouldn't tip if I knew it was not going to the person that's actually handling my service. That's the reason I tip. Like if I get a delivery, I'm giving a tip to that person bringing me my food. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm giving a tip to the person taking care of me, like making sure I get seated, making sure I get my food, make sure I'm happy at the end of the day. So yeah, I think that's terrible. I think this person needs to find another job. They should. I think it's because it's going to be really tough. It's a family-owned business, whether it's a restaurant or whether it's like an accounting firm, like small business. When it comes to family-owned businesses, they don't have to abide by the same rules. Like for example, EEOC makes plenty of rules and regulations for companies, but when you get to the smaller companies, they don't follow those same regulations. So yeah, it's kind of their rules, right? But I would say in the meantime, until you find something different, like find another job. Find a job where you can actually get the tips, get, the benefits of your work. But yeah, just I would just say you have to kind of watch for the boss. And if they're giving you a tip, if there's no direct policy saying that you cannot take tips, just let the person know, like, hey, the tips generally go to the boss unless you hand it to me directly, and continue doing that. And I mean, I don't even know what else to tell you, because either way, the boss is going to get mad at you. So get your money. Like, get your money. If they're giving it to you, what are you supposed to do? So I wouldn't like broadcast like, hey, I got so many tips. Most likely someone else there might tell on you, but that's why I'm saying keep looking for a job. Look for something else. Look for something else. And make sure you know the policy up front. If it's a smaller restaurant, like make sure you ask those questions about what's the tip policy up front, so you know what you're getting yourself into. But there's a lot, especially look at the restaurant chains, the big chains. They're hiring, like especially as places open up, especially with the, people getting the vaccines and things like that. Look at the larger chain restaurants. That may be a better match for you. Okay, let me pause and see who came up in here. Oh, thanks for being in here, Hilda. You're in the background. That's cool. Okay. Let me see. I think that might have been the last question. Let me because I'm trying to look through the images I took from Reddit. Oh, okay. Wait, no. Just kidding. So this person is asking, and again, if anyone has general questions, let me know, job related or otherwise. It's Sunday. It's Chill Sunday, right? Hey, Harold Fisher. Nice to see you. Hey. Okay. So this one is, I swear, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but cars in the background. Okay, I haven't had a job for a year and I'm beginning to panic. Is there anyone else like this out there? I feel so alone. The people I've talked to in real life all still kept their jobs throughout the last year. It seems like every other person in this sub is people who are unhappy with their current job or they have been offered a job. I've been applying to dozens of jobs per week, definitely several hundred by now. I didn't apply for jobs during the thick of the pandemic, and I got a few phone interviews, but nothing else. I'm in my mid-20s and beginning to realize that I may never get a job again. Oh, and then they're saying some other stuff, unless they work in a certain industry or work at a grocery store. And even this is a stretch. Goodness. These Reddit posts are sometimes a little out there. My parents must feel so bad paying out the nose for a college education for me, only to realize I chose a useless major. Whew. Unemployment benefits run out in September, and if I don't have a job by then, I will be the pathetic unemployed loser, still depending on my parents. The panic is setting in. Okay. Mid-20s, I get it. Because you feel like you should be at a certain point by this age, right? I get that. But, so I'm going to back up here. So it sounds like they're in that state, as I was talking about in the other video, where they're a little fatigued. They have job seeker fatigue. They need to take a break. They need to stop. They need to just stop and pause and assess what they've been doing. So you need to take a break, not doing any job search stuff. Then I need to take some time to look at what have I been doing? What type of resume do I have? What type of jobs have I been looking for? Because they don't say what industry they're in, but they have a college degree. They think it's a useless college degree, but that's neither here or there. But they need to assess what they've been doing, because somewhere between, they're filling out dozens of job applications. So their resume sounds like they need to work on their resume. They need someone to review it. Maybe someone like me that can actually build them a new resume. And they need to assess how they're coming across during interviews, because if they're getting the phone interview, most likely I think they have an okay resume. Their resume can't be that terrible, because if it was that terrible, they probably wouldn't be getting a phone interview. But during that phone interview, there's something happening to where they don't get that next step interview. So it could be that maybe they're nervous, maybe they're not used to interviewing, maybe they're not good at selling their skills, maybe their personality isn't great, because we have been in a pandemic and, folks haven't been talking to people. We haven't been interacting as much as we normally do. And sorry, my computer just slid off. Okay. But they haven't been talking to each other as much as they normally do. So, that would be my tip. I think they just need to stop, they need to pause, they need to take a break so that they're not feeling so panicked. And then they need to assess what they've been doing and get some help. They're going to have to get someone else to really figure out what they can do, what they need to do differently. So they need to get someone to review their resume. They need a new resume, and they need to practice talking to other people and having interviews. That's what you need to do. Most likely, I would say that they should have gotten some feedback from the interviewers, but a lot of the time, especially when you're dealing with larger companies, they don't want to offer you feedback because they don't want to get sued. Like, let's just be honest, people sue people. And so companies are not trying to get feedback because either they don't want to get sued or they don't want to be put in a sticky situation where I'm telling you as the job candidate, hey, you didn't get the job because your communication skills were lackluster. And they're like, well, no, I think I have great communication skills. I can speak English very clearly, and this and that, and this and that. And it's like, well, hold on, that is the feedback. And, well, can you ask the hiring manager this and that? And can you give me another chance? I can present it. And it gets into that back and forth. So that's what employers don't want. And there are people that will do that. And so it kind of messes up for everybody. And so no one gets real feedback. It's just, they chose someone else for the role. Is a lot of times what you're going to hear. Now, sometimes you can give a bit of feedback as a recruiter. It just depends on the company policies. It depends on the recruiter and all of that stuff. So, so that was the last question. Oh, and then the other part of that, the unemployment benefits run out in September. I would say be open to the different jobs. Don't feel entitled to I have this degree, I can only work certain jobs. Get a job in, different areas that you wouldn't have thought of before. Maybe you need to work in retail. Get a job in retail. Get a job in, fields where companies are literally begging people to work there, because it can be easier to find a job when you already have a job because you're doing something. It gets harder and harder, when you're a year in, and what you've been doing is looking for a job. I get it. It's a job in itself, but it's really hard to compete with someone that has been doing X, Y, and Z for the past year that relates to the job at hand when comparing you when you haven't been doing that. So it can be a little challenging. And then tie in, if you're not really good at selling your skill set, maybe you haven't had a bunch of work experience during your college years, all of that can really hurt you. So, but yeah. And then the other thing I would wonder too, they're staying with the parents. Who do your parents know? Who do your parents know? Who do you know in your neighborhood? Do they all know that you're looking for a job? Because it can be a little embarrassing to say, hey, I'm looking for a job. I've been out of work for a year. But the more embarrassing thing is to be out of the job longer and longer and longer and been in this place where you're like, okay, you're feeling bad because you don't have a job. So, the other option I would also say, explore freelancing, Upwork, Fiverr, do some things that way. Explore being an entrepreneur. Like, just take a break from the job search so you can get remotivated again, is basically what I'm saying. So either you get remotivated in your job search and you're like, oh, I can do this and this, or you talk to some people, you network with some people, you let people in your community and your family know that you're looking for a job and what type of work you're looking for, and make sure they know about you and they have your resume and stuff. Or you get motivated about something else, move to something else. Just, you have to think in that way. You can never get to the place where you're just down and out for very long. You can have that time, build that time, get it out of your system, but then move on. Learn from what you've done and then assess and move on. So anyway, I was talking about that for a long time because there's just so many things this person could do. It doesn't always a job search may not always be the answer. Sometimes, I know I talked to this guy and actually ended up hiring this guy. He was an entrepreneur. And then we hired him for a job because I was sold on him. I was like, look, like, paper, it doesn't look that great, but I promise you this guy, we got to get him in the interview process. And like, I talked to him and got him an interview the next day. He got the job. out of the people, like, the hiring team was even more excited about other folks. And I was like, no, we got to talk to this guy because he's that great. And you learn a lot of skills from being an entrepreneur, and you have to realize that and sell that. And that's what I question that this person isn't doing. I bet if they're feeling that down and out about themselves, they're not really seeing how great they are and bringing that to their phone interviews. And so from there, it's like, it tapers off and they don't hear back, and they're not put in the rest of the process. So it's pretty sad, but those are my thoughts on that. All right, I'm moving back over. I am shifting back over to the conversation in the chat. What is going on? What y'all talking about over here? House of X is talking to folks. I think I missed some comments. Oh, I did miss some comments. Okay. All right, I'm coming. Harold is saying hello to everybody. I'm still waiting for the job of just fishing. Harold, you're going to be waiting for a while. A job of just fishing. Here's the thing: is I know a job of fishing, but it's spelled differently. It's the PH kind of fishing. You can get those type of jobs for sure. Let me see here. I know Jane's nice aircraft source. You guys are talking about aircrafts. Thank you, Edward. Yes, as you come in, please do hit that like button. Hey, this is LaTanya. Welcome in here. Saying hi to everybody. Perfect. Natural Larissa saying right, exactly. It's embarrassing. Yes, it is embarrassing. It can, but here's the thing. Unless you start addressing it and you start telling people, other people can help you. A lot of times other people want to help others, but if we don't know that you're looking for a job and what type of industry you're in and what you're looking for, how are we going to help you? Like what? How? And I get really disappointed when I do talk to someone and they're saying like, hey, I've been on the job search for a long time. It's been 6-8 months. And they haven't used their network. Because if you think about it, in your community, even your parents, your friends, your family, who do you know? Who do they know? And then who do they know? You can really get into a really big connection of people. And don't make assumptions when you're networking. Don't look at someone and say, oh, they don't know anyone. Because when you think about all the services and the extent of people's lives, you may have a friend that knows someone from like 5 years ago that used to work at a company. You just never know how these things play out. So I always say, especially if you've been on a job search for a while, but one of the first things you need to do is just let people know, like, hey, I'm looking for a job. This is what I do. This is why I'm so great, right? And make sure they're sold on you. If you're a good person, see, that part right there. If you're a good person, they will want to help you, because sometimes this is the issue. And this is why people don't want to help is, and I talk about this, burning bridges. You don't want to burn bridges with people and with companies either, because what can happen is you treat someone badly and they could have helped you in a situation. So you never want to treat people the wrong way. But that I have seen multiple people treat people the wrong way, and then it's like they're in a bind or something, and people don't want to help you because you're not a kind person. You have to be kind. You have to treat people right. Man, it's a whole nother conversation. Yes, Natural Larissa is saying real estate. Yes, real estate is booming right now. So you could definitely move into real estate, and that's good timing for someone that's living at home with not a lot of bills. You don't have to pay rent. Like, you don't have to pay rent. Take advantage of it. Try real estate. It could be a great industry. Very good industry for sure. I want to get into that so I can own some property. Yes, right now, it's just a crazy time to look for housing. It's just, the market is just crazy. I don't even know any other way to describe it. It's wild. Prices are inflated, and everyone's trying to look for a house. It's a bit much. People are looking. Companies are buying up houses. It's crazy. Yes, and you can earn really good money in real estate. It does take time, though. It takes time, generally. Yes, but you can definitely. So just don't think it's like you're in a month and you're immediately going to make money, because that's not always the case. You do have to give it some time. Typically a couple of months, 3 to 6 months is what I was quoted before when I was exploring it. That was kind of the average of what you could expect, but that was in a different market. So who knows? Maybe right now it is that easy. It could be really easy to make more money now. Something else to consider is that I talk about technology a lot. How technology is it's coming for our jobs, right? But Zillow is doing a lot to They're trying to replace real estate agents, trying to get people to come right to Zillow, work with our people, and then also get people selling their homes to come right to Zillow instead of working with real estate agents. So that's one thing to just keep in mind. But I think if you're good at making relationships with people, most people generally want like a big purchase, like a house. They want to have a good relationship with the person that they're working with, the person that's helping them, making sure that they have their best interests in mind. So I think that can really help out. But I've been keeping my eye on Zillow and what real estate agents are saying. And Zillow is they're trying to compete. They're trying to compete with the real estate agents. Kind of like Amazon has been getting into everything. Zillow's, they're on my list of companies to buy stock in, because they're making some moves. I'll just keep it at that. Natural Larissa, sometimes it's meant to be an entrepreneur, work for yourself. Yes, definitely, especially with people that have been laid off. And we were talking about that in Meet and I's live yesterday. Like, it can lead to entrepreneurship, and in times where it's really tough economically, a lot of people do turn to entrepreneurship, and so that can be a beautiful thing. So I think as long as you're thinking of options and seeing opportunity in everything, it can be really helpful. So sometimes that's getting a better paying job, and that's great. And then other times it could be working as a freelancer, while other times it could be creating your own business for yourself in some way. So definitely. Now, Sherelle saying, I'm trying to work for myself full time. Okay, hopefully this doesn't slide down. Yes, I love that. That is my end goal. So I like recruiting right now, especially for me. It helps because I can understand what companies are doing. If I'm just 100% myself, I lose some of that insight. I do. But 5 to 10 years down the line, I definitely want to be like fully working for myself. And as of today, like it could change. It could change. I could definitely change my mind and say, no, I want to be this corporate, whatever. But as of now, I would want to fully support job seekers in some way. And I think that would be as a career coach full time. But right now, I'll just stick to part time. Okay, so that's good, natural. If you can be your own boss, that's great. It is. Right. If it would, so far, I'm doing my business on the side. Cool. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, I'm going to try to read a couple more comments in here, and I want to make sure I ask the last question. I think that was the last question that I wanted to address in this live chat. But again, of course, this is open discussion. If anyone has questions, let me know. And hello, Lady D. Welcome in here. Well, I think I got to everyone's questions. Oh, wait. Okay. Just kidding. Berries, welcome in. Gigi in. Hey, Gadget Goddess. Welcome in here. Nice to see you. All right. Putting in work. Yes, I'm trying to get on here and have an open chat, open discussion. And look good while I'm doing it, right? Y'all know this was a vibe today. This is a vibe. I needed all the colors. All of the colors. All right. So this guy wants to collab on selling courses. Oh, that seems like a good. Okay, selling courses seems like the way to go because it's kind of passive in a way. Because yes, you have to spend all of the time to build the course. Yes. But once you have that course built, I mean, you have to update it as needed, but it's pretty much passive income because people can go in, buy the course, get the information they need. Maybe they have access to it for a period of time, or maybe it's a lifetime, who knows, depending on different packages. I mean, yeah, selling courses is definitely the way to go. I love that idea. Keep us posted on how that goes. He's a bigger YouTuber. He emailed me yesterday. Oh, cool. Very nice. Well, definitely. And I mean, if he's got, a big audience, that would ideally lead to, more people that would be purchasing your course, more eyes on your channel. That could be a really great thing. I love it. Cool. So true. Okay. So I'm going to take a pause because I want to make sure that was the last one because I took a bunch of snapshots and was just like, yeah, this sounds good. That was literally me this morning. And part of yesterday. I was on Reddit yesterday too. Oh, yeah. Okay, I do want to bring up this topic because this person basically put out there, how do you avoid becoming the office doormat? And I thought that was pretty interesting. How do you not become the office doormat? And for me, I think it's just saying no occasionally, like not being online all of the time, like not feeling that you're always needing to be accessible all day long, right? That would be number one. Especially as we're in this online environment, everyone's online and feel like you have to be online all the time. So that's number one. The second thing would be not feeling like you have to say yes to every single project. Like if you don't like something or you don't want to move into something, say no. I had to do this at one of the first places I worked at, my manager kept trying to push this project on me. It happened to deal with ethics. And so I just had to open up and say, hey, I'm really not interested in ethics, but I'm interested in learning and development. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want to move into ethics. And so she was like, okay, that's fine. And little did I know, though, I was actually looking for another job because I wanted to move into learning and development. And I got the job, and I told my manager, and she was surprised because I was up for a promotion that year. And it's interesting that she was surprised because I openly told her that I wanted to move into L&D, and she openly told me there was never going to be an L&D specific role at that company. So it was just like, okay, which I appreciated her for. I wholeheartedly appreciated her because, some managers would be like, they would just listen and be like, oh, I'll see what I can do, yada, yada, and then just kind of string you along. She was very open about like, hey, it's not going to happen. So little did I know, after I leave, one of my coworkers was like, yeah, they actually planned on giving you this ethics project. And I was like, yeah, I said many times I didn't want to do it. So you do have to be open and like voice your opinion, but also recognize you have options. Like wherever you're working, it's not the end all be all. You do have options in different means. Again, entrepreneurship, looking at other companies, and always be interviewing, just so you can move if you need to. So I would say those are my top two, or just like not always being available, not saying yes to every single thing. And sometimes it's not just saying no, it's like, it's not right now, right? Maybe you have too much on your plate, or maybe that doesn't interest you right now, but you might know someone that can help them. There's a lot of different, options. So yeah. I don't know if anyone other than me has thoughts on that, though, like being a doormat in the office. Have you seen someone do that? Have you felt like you've been a doormat at work, in the office, in the workplace? And have you felt, what did you do to get out of that? That was when I screenshot it because I was like, it's not really a question, but I would love to talk about it. Oh, they have 70.2K. Ooh. Y'all, you know what? One day we're going to get there. We're going to get there, right? We're going to get to that level. Let's see here. Online courses, he's going to give more details when we speak again. He actually just emailed me. Oh, cool. Very cool. Keep us posted. That seems it seems really fun. Like for me, like learning and development, that's an area that I'm still very interested in, even though I'm no longer a trainer. But it's fun. It's really fun to really figure out, okay, this is what people need to know. How do we get that knowledge to them in a really engaging way where it's not just feeling like, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but death by PowerPoint, or you're just having someone talk at you and that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I always think that finding engaging ways to get people to understand and learn something new is really cool. So I will be looking out for your content. That's cool. And great point on saying yes to everything. Yeah, you cannot say yes to everything. You cannot. You cannot. Now, you know what's interesting? There was a book that, who was it? Someone wrote a book. I think it was a Black woman celebrity who said Year of Yes. I think that was the name of it. I'm searching for it. Shonda Rhimes. How did I not remember Shonda Rhimes was who it was? I love Shonda Rhimes. Year of Yes is a book that I need to buy that now. I need to get this book because she was saying how powerful it was, and you learn a lot by saying yes to everything. But I think you really have to put boundaries when it comes to personal life and work life, and you can't say yes to everything. But I think hers is a different perspective. I think it's more of like saying yes to opportunities and experiences. So like if someone was to call me up and say, hey, Jessica, I'm in town, like, let's go to this, whatever. And I have no direct reason of why I should not say yes. well, then I should say yes. I think that's more what she's getting into. It's like, jumping on opportunities, or someone's like, hey, you should buy Bitcoin. And you're like, well, I have some disposable income I could throw in there. Like, I was going to buy this trinket that who knows if I'm going to like it or not. I could put it in Bitcoin. Okay, I'll just say yes and see what happens. Like, it's not like I'll lose a ton. It's not, but I could gain a ton, right? So in those instances, I think it's what that book is about. But it is the year of yes. Let me see if I can bring it up. It's at Target. Oh, I'm trying to get the picture. This is what it looks like. So I do plan on reading that book. Let me know if you're interested. Have you read the book, or if you're interested in a book review? I did one book review on this channel while I was in New York, and it was Who Moved the Cheese, if anyone remembers that. Okay, Lucia, just be careful. There are a lot of scammers out there, even here on YouTube. Good point, Sharky. Good point. Yeah, definitely vet them out. If they're saying to put up money, I think that's when my spidey senses will be tingling. Like, before you get to know them. Especially now, since everything's remote, so you don't get to meet people in person. There was a YouTuber like scamming people, doing some kind of real estate scam on people. I saw, like, this was weeks ago, but it was interesting. And let me see here. I know why I'm going to get as much detail as possible. Okay, cool. Good. Okay, so I think that is the conversation. I think that is the video. Gigi, nice Sunday game plan. Yes, just say no sometimes. It took me a while to get there. Oh, good point, Gadget Goddess. That, you know what? It also took me time to get there, to just learn to say no, because when I first started out working in, corporate America, I thought you had to say yes to everything. Like, I thought you had to take on everything and, spend a lot of time at work, stay late, come early, and all that stuff that, like, I think it was Susie Orman was saying that you need to do to get a promotion and all that stuff. And that stuff is not, no, like, don't sacrifice your life. Just don't. Like, come to work, bring your best, and, do your job, obviously, but know that there are boundaries and you're not going to be able to do every single thing. That's why you prioritize your work. That's why you understand your manager's priorities, the company goals, and things like that. That's why all those conversations happen, why we have these meetings where we talk about the company goals and the team goals and the, your specific department goals and all this stuff. That's why you have these conversations with managers about performance and how do you meet certain KPIs or metrics, and what are the key things that you need to be doing, because there's a lot of things that kind of get mixed in the shuffle of your work. But if you focus on, more of the goals at hand and make sure you're focusing your time on that, that can really help in the long term versus, some of those instances where you feel like you're doing a lot, but you're not getting anywhere. And oftentimes it's because you're not hitting those priorities. It's like you're taking on other people's work, or someone's like, can you help me with this? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it's like, well, I have to do my stuff too. I have to do my stuff too. Or just making sure that if you can help, it's a quick way to help them. Like, hey, here's this tip sheet, or hey, you can look this. Hey, here's this resource. Contact this person. And, those are things that we learn in HR. It's like, we can't answer every single question, but we know who to get you to. All right. So anyway, that's the video. And I guess we can kind of have open discussion now, chat about whatever is on folks' mind for a little bit. And then I'll probably get off of here, and I need to get some groceries. I feel like I'm always getting grocery, guys, always, because I'm still plant-based. I'm not saying I'm vegan anymore because I have eaten honey. I've eaten honey, and I have also, what else did I eat? Gosh, did I eat something that's not, I think that's it. I think I just ate, I had seafood, which, you guys know, I wasn't 100% strictly vegan because I would occasionally eat seafood, but I have been incorporating a little bit more seafood. So having it like more so once a week. the past 3 weeks, I would say. I've had seafood once or twice a week, actually, because I had crab cakes too one time. So anyway, yeah, I eat plant-based mainly, but what you find when you eat plant-based is that you are constantly going to the grocery store because, all I eat is literally fruits and vegetables. And I eat a lot of spinach. I've been eating a lot of spinach as of late too. And it's like, man, I look up, I'll eat a meal and I'll be like, man, I gotta go back to the grocery store again. Again. Like how? So that's like one of the downsides to being plant-based and eating even just healthier, because a lot of the things that you eat that are fresh, well, they're fresh, so you can't hold on to them forever. And so you got maybe 2-3 days max a lot of times before it starts, going bad and you got to go back to the store. So yeah, my mom and one of my friends is always like, you're always at the grocery store. I'm like, yeah, I know. Friends back home, because you guys know I don't really have friends here in Dallas. So yeah. Thank you, Edward. I'm glad it was informative. And Gigi said, yeah, your actions will also show you don't want to be involved if it's something extra that's not required. Very true. Very, very true. Thank you, Pandy. I appreciate that. Yum, crab cakes. I know, they're so good. You know what? Maryland crab cakes. Well, yes, Maryland crab cakes, number one. Number two, New York. There's this place in New York and Harlem, and I love their crab cakes. I just want their crab cakes. I literally, if I was a baller like that, I would literally get on a plane or have a private jet or whatever, go to New York, have a nice meal at this restaurant with these crab cakes, and yeah. Well, if I'm balling like that, then I would go to Dubai or something. But I would literally go to New York for those crab cakes, or Maryland, because Maryland crab cakes are so good. So good. It's I'm thinking about it now. I'm just like, oh, I want them. I want them now. These are those times where I'm just like, oh, I miss New York, because I can get some really, really exceptional food easily. Question from Barry. Why Restream over StreamYard? Okay, so pretty simple. Pretty simple, Barry. So StreamYard has a max on the hours that you can stream. And you guys know I was on here for a week straight, just every day. I'm on here live. Sometimes I would post a video and then I come on here live and I'd be on here for maybe an hour or so. And, I was just streaming. And StreamYard gives you, I think, 20 hours free. And I don't know. I was like, do I want to pay for StreamYard or do I want to try something else? So I was like, I don't know if I want to pay for StreamYard. Let me see if there are some other options out here. And I found Restream and it was free. And I was like, in my head, I was like, free Restream? I could try it out, or pay for StreamYard, which I've only ever used, YouTube or StreamYard. And so I was like, oh, I'll try Restream. And then I'm trying it out. I'm liking some of the things in here, like the background. I like that I can bring the chat up and stuff. I like the different features in here as well. So it's really easy to use. The only thing I would say I don't love is that, and maybe it's just for iPhone, maybe iPhone it doesn't do this with, but I can't, you guys know, I like my camera on my iPhone 10 much better than, before the other computer had a really bad video cam. But the MacBook Pro has a nicer camera. It's not phenomenal. It's still not, like my iPhone, but it's good, right? So that's how I'm recording this right now. But yeah, I can't access it from my phone, which I would prefer. With StreamYard, I would have StreamYard open for my phone so that visual quality would go through. And then I would have my computer up because I will be sharing different content as well. So that's the only thing I don't like about Restream so far. And then the other thing is just I can't, if you have a time set, so two things. The phone thing, which it might just be because I have an iPhone. I don't know yet. But if you have a stream set, like I have a stream tomorrow set for 7 o'clock, where I'm going to be talking about light skin and dark skin, kind of colorism, how that relates to Black men and women in the workplace. And so let's say I wanted to change that time from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Well, I can't just go in there and change it. I would have to create a new restream. I would just have to delete that one and create a new one, right? Or go live at the same time in a new stream. So I don't love that, because with StreamYard, you could just go ahead and edit it and bam. Because I would do it all the time. I'd be like, oh, I'm not ready yet. Let me push this back like an hour. Or I'm not feeling this today. Let me do this tomorrow. So yeah, it was really easy to do that. And sorry if you ever like scheduled one of my videos and then you realize it's a different time. It's because I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling this today. But I love that flexibility. I try not to do it too often, but yeah, you have that flexibility. I think it could be a good thing with Restream, like saying like you're committing. Like Restream, literally, I was trying to change something. It was like, no, you're committing to this. You're not changing this time. You put it in here, we're doing it. So it's like holding me accountable in some ways. So it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing for some. It looks great, Gigi Berry. I'm not familiar with Restream. Yeah, I wasn't either. I literally just stumbled across it. There are some different videos on YouTube with people like saying StreamYard versus Restream, and kind of doing a comparison. But yeah, it's a pretty cool option if you want to try something different than StreamYard. And who knows, I may go back to StreamYard once I have like the availability to do so. But I don't know how much of a limit I have with Restream, but eventually I'll get a package with one of these so that I can put like a logo up and do some more creative stuff too. Sharky says, Jess, do you remember the name of that crab cake restaurant? I will tell you, ESPN Zone, Times Square, makes one of the best crab cake sandwiches I've had. But it's been years since I've been there. Oh, do I remember the name? It is, yes, I do. I think it's called Corner Social. Hold on, let me look it up to make sure. There are a couple that I like, but my favorite restaurants in New York though are, oh, hold on. Corner Social, I think. I think. Harlem? I hope it's still open. Yeah. It's Corner Social in Harlem. I really like their crab cakes. Have I tried? I've had their salads, but that was it. So I really like them. And then the other place is I don't know why I'm blanking on the name now. What is the name of that hibachi restaurant in New York? Which I guess they have them all over, I'm assuming. Benihana. Yeah, I miss Benihana. I went there. A friend took me there. Well, technically, I guess it was a date, but a friend took me there because we still stay in contact. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was my first time there, going to New York. But Benihana is good because you guys know I like Japanese food. I'm not a big fan of Chinese food, but I like Japanese food and sushi, of course. And then what was the other? There's one other restaurant that I like too. Oh, Wolfgang's is good. I like Wolfgang's in New York. Like it was good. Like the seafood was good. It was fresh. It was good. I think it was a little more hyped up than what it needed to be, but it was a good restaurant too. And there are some places in Jersey that are pretty good too. But yeah, I would love to know the name of the place that you're talking about. I don't know. It's in Times Square though. I started shifting away from Times Square when I would, like, once I was in New York for a while, I was like, yeah, I don't, these tourists are getting on my nerves. I was like, yeah, I'm over that. I was just at that point where I was just like, no. Katie said free. Wow. I like how the comments appear to the side. Yeah, I like that too. I love the chat overlay. That is a cool feature because that's the thing is like, every single chat you may not want to highlight over or you may not catch everything, but I like for everyone to be able to see what folks are talking about. So yeah, I love the chat overlay. If you try it out, Pandy, let me know. We'd love to know what you think. Oh, you think it's only free during the trial? Well, we will see. I've been on here, I don't know, I guess it's been a week. So we'll see which one I go with. If I like Restream, then I'll continue doing Restream. If I find that I don't like Restream as much as StreamYard, then I'll go with StreamYard. But I don't know. I think this offers more than StreamYard does. So we'll see. We'll see if I get a capped number. But they haven't asked me for any payment or anything like that yet. But if they do, I probably will go with Restream because of the options. The only time that it says something about getting a package is when I try, like if you want to put a logo up here, or if you want to do like your own personal graphics in the background, then it'll say you need to get a package. So I haven't come across anything yet. Penny saying, okay, oh, gotcha. Hopefully they will add that functionality to change the time. Yes. So I'm kind of conflicted, Barry, because on one end, it's like, if let's say I were a big movie star, or not a movie star, a singer, right? Let's say I was Doja Cat. So if Doja Cat is scheduled to do a performance with VH1, she's scheduled to do a performance with VH1 on this day at this time. Like, there's no changing. Like, you need to be there, ready and, prepped and everything else, looking all fabulous at that time. You can't change it. So maybe that is the thinking of why you can't change the time, or maybe it's something with the feature. Maybe if I do get the package, maybe I can change the time. I don't know. But I thought of it in that standpoint, from that frame of mind. I was like, okay, yeah, I could kind of see why they may not want you to change something that you're saying that you're scheduling. Just a thought. But yeah, I do like being able to go in there and be like, I don't feel good. We're changing. Penny says it's a nice alternative. Yes, for sure. Hey, Cassandra. We just kind of had our chat. We're doing open discussion now, but welcome in. Nice to see you here. We are doing some open discussion. Oh, you know what? Guys, I left off because when I got on here, I came in and I created some of these topics in here, and I just realized I missed one. So I'll address this one. I forgot about that. So you can make a lot of different captions in here too. So is work from home here to stay was one thing that was asked. I don't know if it was on Reddit or on YouTube somewhere. I say yes and no. I think that work from home in some contexts is here to stay. Like, there are companies saying like 100% work from home. But I think what's more likely is for companies to move into more of a hybrid environment where either some people work from home, certain functions, and others go into the office, or you have more of this open space environment where maybe the workspaces are a little smaller, and you don't have like a set office space or workspace, but you can come in for certain days of the week, pick an office space to sit down, set your day up, and then go home. I think more of that type of environment might be what companies will do, is to have a hybrid approach. Either certain people come in and others don't, or, everyone kind of has, their working they come in on Mondays of each week, or they come to the office twice a week or whatever. I think that's more of the model, because companies still have these spaces. Some of these companies are still paying, leases on spaces, of course. And there are times where you're going to want to have your coworkers meet in person. You're going to want to have events. You're going to want to have these collaboration things that happen. You're going to want to, depending on the function, you're going to want presentations in person to happen. You're going to want clients to have somewhere to meet folks, So I don't think we're just going to live in this autonomous work from home space yet, at least over the next 5 years. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think you'll start to see more of a shift towards more people saying, let's have people work from home. And then along with that, you will see companies providing some financials to that, or you may start seeing, if we do see more of the trend of work from home, you may see states start taxing individuals for working from home, because the government's got to get their money. Got to get their money somehow, some way. All right. I thought they cleaned up Times Square. Times Square is just, you know what, you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you about the naked cowboy. But yeah, there's not the tourist stuff happening there, but in a normal New York setting, yeah, too many tourists. Too much going on. Just, it's a lot. I've seen the naked cowboy like 3 or 4 times, and I wasn't even looking. It was just more of I was going to this thing or going to that thing. Matthew McConaughey is what I think of. It's Corner Social. Here, let me see if I can put it in the chat. Corner Social in Harlem. Corner Social. And the other place that I like, what is the name of it? Hold on, guys. It's this restaurant in Harlem. And then the other one was Wolfgang's. I like that restaurant too. No, this is what I'm looking for. Okay. My stomach is growling. I'm hungry. I don't know if you guys could hear it. Red Rooster. Okay. Red Rooster is a good spot in Harlem too. They don't have many like vegan options though, but the food there looks so good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so good. Sorry, guys. As I'm like spacing out, looking at the food. Okay. Back to the show. Let me see here. Can you have guests on Restream? Yes, you can. Actually, if anyone wants to help me test it out, there's a feature you can invite guests. So let's say I copy this into the chat. That is the link to come up. You can have guests on Restream. I don't know how it looks because I haven't had a guest up here. Or did I? Have I had a guest up here yet? I've had Zero up here and I've had Mr. Wise up here, but I think that was all in StreamYard. I think it was all in StreamYard, guys. Oh, I can't see the other. Oh, there we go. Okay. Natural Larisha is having Chipotle. You know what's funny? So most meat, like if I smell meat, like in New York, they would have the halal, boys out, like literally everywhere you went, you would see them. That meat smell, I just didn't like it. I did not like that smell. But when I passed by Chipotle, I don't know what it is. I don't know what they put into that chicken, but that chicken smell is like, ooh, I'm like, ooh, what is that? And like, but every other meat outside of seafood, even seafood it doesn't smell great, but like anything else, I don't like the smell of, but that Chipotle chicken smell, like there's a Chipotle near me, like in walking distance of me. and I smell it anytime I'm out just taking a walk and I pass or I get close to Chipotle. I smell that. I'm just like, ooh. And I know Chipotle has vegan options too, but I just don't. I used to like Chipotle. I just don't really love it now. Well, I'm in Dallas, so it's like, why would I go to Chipotle? No offense, Chipotle, but I'm just like, if I want a burrito, there's Tex-Mex, Mexican food, every kind of burrito place, Taco Cabana, like there's everything I could want in the area. So why would I go to Chipotle? That's just my thought on it. But who knows? I think I missed someone's. Oh, and it shows, okay, so my comment shows as restream. So that's something else. It doesn't show as my name on there. Or I don't know if it shows the same way for you guys, but that's what it shows for me. And this is the link if anyone wants to come up here and try it out with me. Also, this is my information. If you want to connect with me, Miss Jessica Crystal on Instagram. That's like just general me. Like you'll get selfies, you'll get random stuff that I'm thinking about or interested in. And then Jobs from Jess is like more professional space where when I have something to say job related, that's where I'm going to say it. Or if I want to share jobs or companies that are hiring, that's where I'm going to share it. When I'm going live, that's when I'm going to share when I'm going live. And then of course in the community tab. So yeah. All right. I feel you, but it never smells to me. Really? Yeah, for me, it smells. I smell it. And I tried one chicken taco. I loved it. I will be ordering those tacos again. Really? I guess I could try Chipotle. I tried Chipotle, this was a few months ago. Well, maybe January? It was colder, I think. I tried it and I was doing vegan option. So I just didn't like it. But again, I got Mexican. There's a Mexican restaurant like right across from me. It's like a sushi place right by me. Like there's so many. No, I just have too many options to go to Chipotle. Unless I guess I need something really quick. But now you can call ahead. You can order everything online, so it doesn't matter. Gigi, get in there. I feel you, but it never smells. I just had a bacon cheeseburger from a new place called Bighorn Barbecue in Pearland, Texas. See, do they have veggie burgers? I'm like, what? Where was my invite? What is going on? Where was the invite? Let me see here. Oh, it looks okay. Looks pretty cool. Not a place for a vegan, probably, or a plant-based person, but it sounds pretty good. Okay, I'm missing something. Sharky's trying to get people up here. Sharky, you could always come up. You could always come up and chat with me. Everyone's hungry. I'm over here making everybody hungry in the chat, I think, talking about these restaurants. I was washing clothes this morning. I feel you. That's what Sundays are for me. It's like catch up, clean, all the stuff. Even more reason to hop on. Sharky is so funny. Sharky, come on up here. Sharky's trying to get people up there. Come on, you can come up here. It was pretty good. I'm satisfied now. Okay, so Cassandra's the one in the chat. She's good. She's like, I ate my food. I'm happy. I'm well and happy. Natural Larisha, you've never tried sushi? Oh my goodness. You gotta try it. Oh my gosh. Yes, try sushi. But you have to go to a really good restaurant. Don't just try it. And don't go, like, I know the grocery stores have sushi. Don't do that. Don't let that. Go to a really nice specialty sushi restaurant. Try to find out like when they get their fish, like their seafood. Yeah, get like go to a high quality seafood restaurant. But yes. Oh my goodness. You might like it. Some people don't like sushi though. You never know. I didn't know if I would like sushi. I was always a little weirded out about it when I was younger because I'm a picky eater anyway. And so yeah, I didn't think I would like it, but then I tried it and I was like, this is it. I love it. It's just the right combination of things. It's great. It's perfect combination. And then these restaurants, a lot of restaurants get really creative with the type of sushi you can have. And you can even have if you don't like the idea of raw sushi, you could also get like cooked shrimp, like or cooked salmon. A lot of places will have the smoked salmon or the shrimp or something, or spicy shrimp roll or something. Sorry if anyone doesn't like seafood. As we're talking about sushi. What? People haven't tried sushi. You love seafood. Well, then you might like sushi. Pandy, you never tried sushi either? What? Pandy. Okay, you guys have to homework trying sushi. Okay, you might feel more comfortable after like post pandemic, but like if you don't really want to go to a restaurant. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going to a sushi restaurant. Don't just order, like for your first time getting sushi, don't just order sushi. You should go to the restaurant, get the experience, go to a really nice restaurant or something. And no, I think if you like seafood generally, you probably like sushi. Barry said excellent point. So no one wants to test it out with me? What's up with that? Sharky got Cecile stream and didn't show his face yesterday. Jessica Hicks, I don't want to hear anything from him. Sharky got on Cecile's stream and didn't show his face. Oh, did he now? Well, Sharky. So Sharky, are you coming up? I hear you like coming up on channels. What's up with that? Gigi. You guys are so funny. Um, Cassandra. Not sure about the veggie burger, Jessica. I will have to look into that for you. I appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of places don't. Well, okay. I've been surprised. There are some vegan restaurants like in Texas, Dallas. I probably would have had better luck in Austin though. I didn't think about that because part of me, I guess I think I'm not hippie or hipster, but like I'm a yogi and I'm plant based and I'm pretty chill personality. So, and I was a tech recruiter before. Like I probably should have, in hindsight, probably went to Austin and tried that out. But I think vegan options probably would have been better there. But in Dallas, there are some vegan restaurants. It's just very, spread out that are pretty good. I spent that week, I like tried a bunch of different restaurants all over, like from Plano, what's the area called? Not Arlington. Yeah, just different places. Some were in the city of Dallas. There were more in the city of Dallas. But yeah, a lot of them were pretty good. You guys are funny. Sharky, we're gonna fight. No, no, no. We don't fight over here. With your words, yes. You guys are fighting with your words. You guys are funny though. You did DoorDash? You did yeah, DoorDash is cool. DoorDash, I like them. I've only done DoorDash and I haven't tried Uber Eats at all. See, Sharky, I'm waiting on Sharky to come up here. So here's the other thing. I don't know if there's a way to. Oh, okay, this is another thing for guys that are interested in Restream. You can, from Restream, you can block people YouTube. You can put a user in timeout, and you can add them to a block list and restream chat. Not that I'm doing that to anybody, but I'm just saying. I was looking at my options here. Hey, Savage. I didn't realize Savage had come in here. Hey, how are you? What is going on? We have had our discussion. I have answered some questions, and now we are just chit-chatting. Oh, you like Austin Mexican martinis? Mm-hmm. What's my favorite drink? I like lemon drop martini, surprisingly. I haven't had one in forever. And by forever, I mean pre-pandemic. I also like Cosmos. And then otherwise, I just drink wine. And I'll drink like a red wine, maybe Cabernet. I like Cabs. I like Merlot. And yeah, that's my drink. I'm trying to get to some messages. Sharky saying Gigi is spilling the beans. So right? She is telling on Sharky. I love it. Cassandra says, I'm trying to focus now. My daughter has me in the car with her listening to 2 Chainz and Ariana Grande. Oh, well, what song is that? Let Me Love You? Wait, no, that's not. That's Lil Wayne. Ariana Grande has a song with 2 Chainz? Let me see what song this is. I love Ariana Grande. I love her voice. Oh, Rule the World. I don't think I've seen that. Is this new or is it old? Oh, it's old. I probably heard it then. I listen to Ariana Grande all the time. I listen to Ariana Grande. I listen to, I don't really listen to 2 Chainz. But I did like that song with 2 Chainz and I think Mulatto. Like extra workout dance music. Like, don't judge me, but I like that song. It was like, she been on quarantine now, Shorty Thick or something. You guys know I can't rap. Now with Shorty Thick. I like that song to dance to, not to listen to, like legit. I also like Shawn Mendes a lot. I love Shawn Mendes. I like Justin Bieber. I like Michael Jackson, like going back before I was born. But yeah, like, well, 90s. But yeah, I like Michael. Yeah. I also love Drake. I love Drake. Like, I just love his voice. I love Drake, you know. If he wasn't a superstar, if he was like an average guy, yeah, you know. I drove in Dallas Interstate 630, the 10 lanes of traffic, but it's a nice city. Dallas is a cool city. Lots of traffic. Lots of traffic. Lots of traffic. So I'm saying, I mean, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm getting used to it now. I will. I was in and out earlier. Oh, you were? Hey, well, I'm glad you said something in the chat and said hello. Rule the world. Okay, I thought it was. I had to look it up though. Be right back. Okay. You like that song too, Gadget Goddess? Which one? Rule the world? Or which one? Because I said a bunch of them. I'm a music lover. I am too. I love music. Just gotta run. I thoroughly enjoyed the stream today. Have a wonderful evening. Oh, thank you, Penny. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, you know, for anybody that's newer to me, after I get through my topic, I will normally, as long as I have the time, I will normally have a little chit chat after just to kind of, you know, talk, get to know each other. Sometimes other questions come from that later on. So yeah. The quarantine song? Yes. Okay, I'm glad I was not the only one because I was like, don't judge me. But yeah, that's a bop. I like that song. I was like, when it first came out, I was like, it was a rap. But yeah, I do like it on occasion. Dallas life. People like, can you hear that? If you can't hear it, it's a car like passing by blasting their music because I can hear it on my level. But people do that here. So people do that here. But yeah, so I'm approaching almost 2 hours live. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Happy Sunday. If are there any last minute questions, comments, thoughts? Does anyone want to come up here and test it out with me? Hint, hint, Sharky. I'm trying to wink. Hint, hint. I'm bad at winking. Like the whole flirty thing that girls do where they're like, I don't think I've ever done that in real life. Like out in person. You see in the movies, like the girls like, yeah, see me sometime. And they do the wink or they, like who does that in real life? Who's out here doing that? Like, ladies in the chat, have you ever realistically done that? And then has it worked? I feel like it probably would work, but like, I don't know, it just seems weird. You had a blast? Well, good. I appreciate that comment. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Gadget Goddess. I know you had said you've been trying to come by to one of my live chats. Hopefully I will get to one of yours soon. When are you normally live, Gadget Goddess? So I know Barry's schedule pretty much like clockwork because he goes live at like either 11 or noon. So I'm always kind of looking out for it. Like if I know his schedule, I'll try to join. Sharky is on the way. Oh, he is. Are you guys playing with me? Sharky, you actually coming up here? And I don't know what happens if someone actually does join. I don't know if they just automatically pop up here or like, do I have to do anything? So we'll see. I'll give it a few minutes to see if Sharky wants to join me. I'm very surprised that Paolindo, our Italian friend, did not jump in here. He would have thoroughly enjoyed that conversation about food. Definitely would have enjoyed it. Yeah. Oh, and then there was one other thing. Let me look at my captions again. Oh, so this was general. I did have last minute thoughts. Motivation for someone that hasn't had a job in a year. Overall, it's just to not give up hope and stay very positive and keep really positive people around you. And I think that goes with anything. If you've been working on something for a year and you're not seeing it, the results you want, I think you have to keep the right people around you and really keep at it and, address certain things, see what you can change, what you can do, take a fresh set of eyes on it and just try different things, but never lose hope, stay positive, and you have to keep good people around you. I was really sad at that one post on Reddit with the freshman kid who's like already down and out and dealing with this toxic family relationship. So again, I'll have more to come on that topic of like how you can identify a toxic environment before getting yourself into that environment, like when it comes to maybe friends or the workplace, especially, because that's like a nightmare to get a new job and you're all happy. And then, it's a toxic environment and it's terrible. So I'll be talking about that too. I don't know if Sharky is coming up here. It's been a few minutes. I don't see anything yet. So I think I'm going to have to close it down. I'll give it one more minute to see if Sharky comes up here. But I think Sharky might be. Oh, wait. Sharky said, okay, I'll do it. Okay, Sharky. Wait, you may have to look for the, let me do this. Because I know I sent that a while ago. So this is the link for you to come up. So I'll give it a minute too. So I do want to test it out. I don't really know how it looks or what happens when another person comes up here or what. So we'll see. We shall see. But otherwise, Barry's saying, let's go, Sharky. Right. I'm over here like, what do you expect a girl to do over here? I need a nail file. I'll be over here like, but yeah, I do want to see how it works. And if I actually have to do anything, how it shows up. If the chat, I wonder if the chat overlay will go away. Because I'm trying to figure out this spacing thing. It's a lot. Because I don't even come on here full picture. The only way I do is if I make this go away and then I only show up a little bit, right? It's on a little bit bigger. Oh, Paolindo. Paolindo. Guess what you just missed? Paolindo, you just missed our food conversation. We had a great conversation about food, Paolindo, and you missed it. Oh my gosh, Paolindo. I was just talking about you because I was saying that Paolindo would have loved the conversation we had about the food. We were talking about seafood, sushi, crab cakes, New York crab cakes, for example, like a great restaurant in New York. You would have loved it. Or you probably would have been getting hungry, if anything. I guess it thought I was spamming. It didn't share my post about my stream times. Oh, really? Well, you could always come on up and then share with everybody when you go live. That could be a great way to do it. Another way I will tell you, you may want to type like the actual words instead of the numbers. I didn't know that was happening. So maybe you can't put in numbers in here. I don't know. Interesting. Paolino saying, hey, my peeps. Oh my gosh, love Paolindo. Nice to see you. Yes, nice to see you too, Paolindo. Yes, Paolindo, we were talking about food. One of your favorite topics, Paolindo. This was like your day. Oh, no more food today. I was going out to eat for lunch. Too much food. Okay, so Paolindo's closer to Cassandra. They are full with food. Okay, I gotcha. Well, I guess I'm the only one over here hungry, so I am gonna go get some. Well, I guess I should eat first. They say you have to eat first, then go to the grocery store. So I should probably eat some food first. And I do have some frozen crab cakes I guess I can make in my veggies. It's not the same. It's just not the same. But yeah, I guess I could eat first and then go to the grocery store. And then I'll have the rest of my evening. And maybe I'll snoop on some people, if anyone goes live in here. Sharky! Oh, let me add you. Oh, why does it look like that? Let's see. There we go. Hi.
Hey there.
Welcome.
I have to tell you,
How
this
are
thing.
you?
I'm okay. I have to tell you, this thing is not easy. I was trying to do it on my iPad, and then it was like going to, oh my God, it's like going to Safari, and then it kept, for some reason, I don't know if I'm not sure exactly why, my it wouldn't flip to the front face camera, so it just kept pointing to my, like, the floor or whatever, to the other side of the room. And then I tried flipping the iPad around. Okay, fine, I'll do it that way and do the other part on my phone so I can see what I'm doing, right? And I just couldn't get that to work at all. And then something about, download Chrome, re-download. I already have Chrome. Thank you very much. So anyway, here I am. It finally got it to work. I'm kind of a mess today, but since to give you the test thing or whatever, hey, why not, right?
Yes, I'm glad you came up here. and tested it out. So, okay, so not the most user friendly for if you want to be a guest.
No, it's not. I was on the other stream, like Barry mentioned last night. What was it? Cecil stream, and yeah, that was. I think that was. Which one was that? I think that was StreamYard. I'm not 100% sure. Barry would know, or Gigi. And that just seemed a little bit. It was just more straightforward. It's not like it was the end of the world, but it was like more. I'm on my phone now because it's like, for that reason. Because like I said, I couldn't get the iPad to work. I'd rather be on the iPad, but it's just not really. Why am I freezing like that?
You look okay for me.
Oh, okay. Is it synced okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can see you.
But anyway, yeah. But it seems like it's delayed because I can see you on the phone here, and everything looks. Yeah, it's like it must be a little bit delayed, or maybe that's just. Hold on, let me see if it's the. Yeah, it's strange. Is that how you normally experience it?
No, like normally when I join other people's lives in StreamYard, only StreamYard, I just click the link. It takes me to like Chrome, I think, and then I'm in StreamYard, and then I'm like in the queue. It'll show me like I'm in queue, and I have to wait until the person adds me, and then I'm in. And so it's pretty easy. So it seems like so StreamYard, guys, is easier for the guest, which is very important if you're going to have folks up like the renowned Sharky, who everyone in the chat is super happy to see in person.
Well, hey, it quieted Gigi down, so that's a start, right?
Yes, I love it.
Just kidding, Kemi. We love you. But...
And I think you look better than that person you were talking about. Just putting it out there. I'm trying to remember that Canadian guy. I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember his name anymore.
Wow, thank you. James Spader. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you're a handsome guy.
Oh, thank you. Here's the thing, just to be clear, I don't know that I necessarily said that I look that much like him. Other people had said it, so
I can see the resemblance. I can see the resemblance though. I can't. Oh my goodness. Cat's Meow Budget Solutions is what Sharky or Barry is saying. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the channel. Yeah, Cecil's really cool. So he's, if I'm trying to get this right, he's Catwoman, which is Tech Valor's husband.
Ah, okay,
really cool guy. So we just had a discussion about just in general about finances, personal credit, and then I got more into augmented somewhat what he was saying about the about the investing side. So it's I'm not really that into crypto yet. You might actually have more experience with it than I do. I'm a little more old school in terms of individual stocks, options. I've done bonds in the past, ETFs and mutual funds and things like that. But we'll see. I might take a stab at crypto. I'm kind of waiting for that lower, kind of a decent pullback in Bitcoin. But the Dogecoin is very intriguing. It kind of reminds me of a penny stock. It's extremely cheap, but that's why you have to be that much more careful, because it's tempting to buy a ton of shares of it and then just hope it, if it's like priced at 3 cents, you've made 4 times your money if it goes to 12 cents, which is nice, but it could also go back to 1 cent or whatever. So, whenever people do penny stocks, I always warn them about that. There's a lot of volatility, and you don't really know, because it's deceptive. Cheap, as we all know, isn't always necessarily cheap, and you can easily get burned because it's tempting to buy a crap load of shares because it's so cheap, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't really love Dogecoin or Doggy Coin or however people pronounce wants it because it doesn't have actual value compared to, say, Bitcoin or Ethereum that actually you get some value out of. So I stayed away from it, and I've been hearing about it for a long time. And then Elon Musk said something about it. I'm just like, anything he says is golden. Like, he could tell people to start investing in lily plants, and I feel like people would do it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think he put something about Dogecoin though. I think about a week or so ago, didn't he? And it drove it up, and I think it came back down since. But yeah, that's all these guys have to do is put out a tweet or something, and like, oh my god, so and so, is well, maybe they have a reason for doing that. In fact, that's a scam in and of itself. I don't know if I mentioned on the last night's stream, but you might be familiar with the term, Jessica, pump and dump. So what they'll do is, say someone like Musk, not saying he's doing it, I'm not accusing him of it, but say he bought Dogecoin at a penny, and then he puts out a tweet and the thing jumps up to 10 cents a share. He sells it at 10, and then he got 40 million shares or 40 million, Dogecoins. And then as soon as he sells, it comes back down to 2 cents a share. And meanwhile, you bought it on the way up at say 7 cents a share, and now you have a big loss because you're holding it now at a penny a share, since he had so many shares and sold them all at one time. So those are just the kind of pitfalls you have to be careful with. Like I say, when something's priced that low, under $1, anything under $1 is considered. You probably know this is considered a penny stock, and then anything under, oh my God, anything under. You're talking about pennies, like 3 cents or whatever it's at. That's really, really, that can be very murky waters. So you just have to be careful. There's risk with everything, but when you get into that territory, it's the people say, well, no risk. A lot of people say the other, well, no risk, no reward. Yeah, well, too much risk and you lose your shirt. So that's the flip side of it, right?
Right. And I heard Barry say that you need some FaceTime because you will be coming out with a channel soon.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. So that's the other half of the reason. The other third of the reason.
That's awesome. Now, will you be talking about financial topics, or what do you plan on talking about on your channel?
Yeah, probably about half. Probably about half will be that, maybe a little more, and then the other half or whatever, give or take, will be tech. And maybe, it'll probably be called Shark FinTech. So then if you get it, so Shark's my nickname. I've been called that for, I don't know, 35 years or something. And then you have, tech, and then FinTech. You get the shark fin, like the dorsal fin, but then FinTech. So there's the shark fin and then FinTech, which would be like crypto and stuff like that, right?
Oh, that's a lot of play on words.
Yeah, I like it though.
The shark investors.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get my prop.
So, folks interested in finance and tech, Cassandra, gotta.
Let me see. I'm trying to get into the picture. Let me see.
Oh, I think you got to bring it over just a bit. It's all part of it. Yep, bring it up. Yep.
There he is. No. Oh, okay. It's like you're looking in a mirror. It's the reverse.
Yeah. Oh, you have a shark.
That's one of my sharks. And
I have
another one in the other room. So
legit.
I'll give Savage Scientist a run for his money. I know he's big on props, so I figured I gotta level up and bring a few of my own.
Oh, I love that. That is very cool. Oh my goodness. Gigi, you guys go back at it. But she said the Mavs take it as a payment now. It has value now. I got in at 2 cents. Wait, are you talking about Dogecoin? Because I will say Mark Cuban has been very bullish on Dogecoin, which I've been like, why? I don't understand. It has no value. But he owns the Mavs, so that I just don't want to get in. It's so up and down. I'm already a part of the crypto roller coaster, and I just don't even look at it half the time. I'm just like, breathe. No, I just can't, because I do individual stocks too. And that was the start. And that was even kind of, crazy, because it's like individual stocks. So if like something goes wrong with AT&T, like there goes my money. Realistically, nothing's going to happen with them. But, it is a little.
No, it's a good one. I've had AT&T for years. I don't have it now. I think Barry mentioned Starbucks. I've had Starbucks at different times. I still have a little bit of it. I mean, well, let me ask you this. Are you in like HR, any HR related stocks? I mean, I know there's a couple of, there's not a lot of them out there. I think Robert Half and there's a few others, but there probably should be more, right?
Not really. Oh, I think the only one I have is SAP, but SAP has everything. Like,
yeah,
I got into SAP because I realized the company I was working with before, Nestle, used SAP heavily. And it's like either you're in the US, you use Workday, or you're SAP if you're in like European countries. So I was like, okay, I'll get into SAP. I'm trying to think. I would say ADP is the one I get into.
SAP is a good company. It's very, very well diversified from what I know of it.
Yeah. That's the only stock I think. I'm looking up ADP because I think that would be the only other one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. ADP I would get into. But
well,
I'm not
is huge. ADP is huge. I mean, it's payroll, right? And then you might know this, they spun off a company called Broadridge years ago, about over 10 years ago,
I
think.
actually did not know that.
Broadridge, let me tell you something. Broadridge, and I'm not trying to, pump it up as I go buy Broadridge stock or anything necessarily like that, but Broadridge, they control, they basically do the back office for I would say the majority of street firms. So that's my specialty. Just to be clear, if I haven't made it clear already, I do the investing. I trade for my own account. I'm not a investment advisor or proprietary trader or broker or anything like that. I trade for my own account. But my experience has been on investment banks. So I have about 15 combined years with two of the biggest firms, and mainly it's been in it's what I guess you call back office, but it's a critical part of the firm. These firms wouldn't they basically would just shut down if you don't have a good middle and back office. The front office is, I'm sure is basically the brokers and the analysts and people like that. These is I guess you'd call public facing, client facing. So and that helps support middle and back office. That helps pay everybody else. But we're really so critical to the function of the company. And basically, it's my exact specialty is tax operations, tax reporting, basically, and cost basis, which is part of that. Cost basis is just what you paid for any security or other financial instruments. So that helps determine whether or not you have a gain or loss once you sell. So that's if you're doing taxes, your 1040 Schedule D. Oh, let me turn that off. Hold on. Sorry. The hell is I can't even see what it is. The pitfalls of being on a phone, right? Oh, shit.
Yes, very true. Yes, I can hear you. And Buying Scoop is now joining us. Uh-oh, I don't know about Sharky. Can you guys see him?
Oh, it's me.
Oh, I can see you again. Okay, cool.
That's really weird. Can you hear me?
Yep.
That's really strange.
All good.
Hold up, maybe it's...
What happened?
What am I doing wrong? Okay, now. So weird.
Can you guys see Sharky?
Oh, okay.
Let me know. I can see you. Oh, Savage is saying, when are you going to start your channel, Sharky? I think Sharky is paused. Let me try this. Let me bring him back. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, I think you're just frozen, Sharky. I'll try it again. I'll try one more time. Nope, that didn't do anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
You're back, but I can't hear you.
okay.
You're back, Sharky, but I can't hear you.
How about that?
There we go. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let me turn it up. I'll take this off. It's weird though, because it was working better with the I see that Savage Scientist.
Oh, that's funny.
So sorry, what were you saying a minute ago?
Oh, I think we're just harassing you about when are you going to start your YouTube channel?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully real soon. I need a camera or something better than this, obviously. Although I have a newer tablet that I might be able to at least try to maybe try to make that work. Certainly for editing, I think it'll be great, either that or my Mac. I have an older Mac, but I could either use that probably or the tablet. Of course, I got to get the video editing skills down. That's a whole other thing. But everyone, all these folks here have been great. Barry, Kemi, Savage, Catwoman. Everyone's been, including you. Everyone's been very inspirational, and yeah, it'd be nice to do.
Well, I can't wait. I have a ton
I think I
of
have a lot to
questions.
say. As you can see, once you get me going, it's hard to shut me up. So
That's what YouTube's all about. There you go.
Right.
Well, be on the lookout then for Sharky's channel. So it'll be Shark FinTech.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, Shark FinTech. We'll be looking out for it. Let us
I think
know.
what I gotta do is I think the idea would be to set up the social media stuff first, and then go from there with the initial videos. I'll probably do like an introductory video, kind of like I'm talking about now, like this is me, I'm not, here's who I am, brief, without laundry listing the resume. Here's my background, yada yada, blah blah blah, and here's what I'm going to be talking about, and go from there.
Love that. I actually never did that on this channel.
Really?
Too late, but
no. But how did you initially? You have like what, 3,000 or you have over 1,000 subs. How did you get the I'm trying to think of the right way to ask it. How did you get the initial start raising the subs? Was it just kind of like you joined other people's streams, or word of mouth, or social media? Or?
Yeah. So, when I first got on here, I did not know about YouTube. I literally just got on my phone, not this phone, but another phone, and I just made a video. And I happened to, it was like it was like Labor Day weekend. And I had been doing a ton of interviews with forklift operators. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I just wish a bunch of these people had said this if they just answered the question differently. And so I was by the pool, not gonna lie, I had like a drink or two. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna vent. I'm gonna talk about this, and I'm just gonna get on video. I'm put on YouTube. And that's what I did. I got on a video and I put it on YouTube and posted it. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I should start making other videos, because I saw people watching it. I was like, I can make a way better video. Because I was like, this is terrible. I can make better videos where I'm like looking professional and all that stuff. And eventually I started to be more casual. But I was like, yeah, I should, provide some tips on job search and interviews and stuff. And it just kind of went from there. I would say the growth came more from, so I had maybe around 600 people. And then I decided to start going to lives. I just went to one live and then started going to more and more lives. And that's how people really grow. There's like growth streams and things like that. But then I would say a majority of it, though, was organic from more of the videos. But then to get me to that 1,000 mark, growth streams for sure. Like a lot of people supporting you, people like Barry, Pandy, who was in here earlier, a lot of different people actually supporting you and coming to your videos to make sure you get those views. Because it was, I would say it was easier to get the views in 2019 when I made that one video and didn't really know what I was doing. And in 2020, everyone, came to YouTube, and then it was like, whoa, I'm not getting, views as easily. And so, yeah, it's been really supportive just to join people's lives, meet other people and get support and support others. So I would say it's kind of been a mix of, having the content there available for people. Because I don't think there was a lot of videos on that topic at the time. And apparently people need it. Like now it's like close to 10,000 people have watched that video. Just the original random bad video. And yeah, so that's how it happened.
I don't think there's really a bazillion. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. HR and recruiter and channels on YouTube in the first place, are there? I could be wrong. I haven't really ever searched that heavily, but
yeah, there's a couple people that were here early on, and they made they branded themselves, so they're like kind of the go-to people. And if you search something, they're the people you find first. But then there are niche topics that have not been addressed. Like if you look production operator interview, you're probably going to find my video, or a forklift operator interview, you're probably going to find my video. So there's like niche topics in there that you can still get into, but just general, I have a Zoom interview, what do I do? You're going to find like 10 other people that are not me, because they've been on here like since 2016 before me. So it's kind of like that, and they already have the people. And so I think YouTube will push those folks up first before someone like me, unless I'm literally the only option. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll check out Jessica. And then they're like, oh, okay, I'll subscribe to you. And then the other thing is the companies that are hiring, those get more of the views. And actually, I'm due to make another video, but companies that are hiring, they typically just get organic views because it's like, they know that I'm going to provide a weekly update. So yeah, it's interesting. It's, you can find your niche though. I feel like if you find a topic that no one's really talking about, but it's searchable, that's what TubeBuddy is good at, finding out for you. I think you can get some good views. So we'll see what happens with your channel. I'm excited.
The what?
I'm excited for your channel. I'm going to be
thank you.
An eye out for it.
I think that's, I was going to say, I think that's what like Barry and Kimmy and Catwoman and others have talked about. We were talking about last night about the tags, the importance of tags, things like that. I'll probably be hitting up Catwoman for logo help and a whole bunch of other things. So she's from what I hear, she's really, really good with that stuff. And that's the kind of thing where I would need help, because I'm like, I know tech a bit, but I wouldn't know where to begin with all that type of thing,
Okay, cool. I don't know what Wire Wednesday is, Savage. Do you know what that is, Sharky?
That's you'd like it. That's Easy Eric, the tech preacher. What Barry can put in, I don't remember the exact name of his channel, but he's really good. He's as I understand it, he's the guy who kind of put all these guys together, and I've just kind of glommed onto that. So it was like, I think Barry, and I know definitely, I think Bionic Scoop, Savage, Catwoman, Gigi, and I think a few other people. I think all were kind of connected through Eric. So he does a stream I believe it's every Wednesday night at 9:00.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I am interested. Oh, very
you
just
like him. You said you're a Star Trek person, right? You love him because yeah, that's it.
I'm a
Easy
Star
Computer
Wars
Solutions,
person.
and he actually wears a Star Trek
Oh,
uniform,
yeah,
and
that
his
guy.
studio is set up like the bridge of the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah, I
So if you're a
remember.
Trekkie, you'll go crazy. You'll love it.
I remember him. So I'm not a Trekkie, but I am into Star Wars. Very much into
Oh,
Star
that's right.
Wars. I think Star Trek, I've seen that guy. I think his whole getup is so cool though.
Oh
So I
yeah,
probably would like it. I probably would. But yeah, I'm a Star Wars girl.
yeah. He's the real deal. He's been doing it, I think, 5 or 6 years or something, and he really knows his stuff. And he's just so, as is Barry and so many other people, he's just so generous with his time, and from what I understand, and he'll even like try to give people pointers and tips. Maybe give you a quick review of a video or something before you post it. And he's got
Oh,
multiple cameras, and he he must have spent tens of thousands of dollars on his setup. He's always buying new cameras and of course new phones. And yeah, you got to keep the stream going with new unboxings of new tech, and it's the kind of you know continual cycle of how that works. But
cool.
that's really his content's very good.
Very
So
cool.
you should definitely check it out. And yeah, I think Barry's right. I think you'd be a fun guest on his stream.
Okay, well, cool. I will have to check it out on Wednesday. And I saw Barry's note. That's why you missed my Wednesday lives. Yeah, no worries. I would love to join on Wednesday nights. I'll definitely make sure I'm connected with Easy Computer Solutions. And yes, Cassandra, I saw your comment earlier. Blame it on the alcohol. Yes, it was definitely. I got a little liquid courage and was like, I'm doing it. And then I was like, what? But luckily, it didn't sound bad. Like I gave real tips. I wasn't just like on there like, yeah, guys. Like I gave legit tips. I wasn't like gone. But yeah, that's how it happened.
Which one was that? I don't
It
remember you
was
being
it was
blasted.
old. It was very old.
Oh, okay.
2019 very first video. Didn't think I was even doing YouTube. I didn't even know what YouTube really like was from a creator standpoint. And yeah, I was just like forklift operator interviews at the pool. Like, yeah.
Wow.
So I have an idea why so many people probably clicked because originally I had no thumbnail. It was just like you saw me, and it was like I can imagine if you're a guy, you're like, oh, what's this? So and then but then at the comments I would see like, people saying, oh, I worked as a forklift operator and this and that. And I was like, oh, okay. So like some people are getting the actual, yeah. So because I went back and forth on like, should I take it down or not? Just because it wasn't like the most professional, but it wasn't like I was in a bikini either. So it was like, pretty much here up, just talking to a camera. So it wasn't too bad. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it was fine.
Oh, so this was one of your initial videos. That the
Yeah.
forklift is one of the things that got it kickstarted.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
There it is. Right. That's the key.
Yes, exactly. And then I see a
That's
couple more
awesome.
comments in here. Gadget Gotcha said, I've been on YouTube a year, monetized. The tech community is supportive. Oh, that's awesome. And Easy had Emily D. Baker and Ashley Morgan on Wine Wednesday. Although he does tech, he's looking for more people outside tech. Oh, great. Okay, perfect. Cool. Gigi, what's the name of your channel? I love to support. Oh, hopefully you can just go to her channel. You just search her up and she should show right up. Let me see if I can put her link in here. If that works for me. Let's see. And thank you so much for coming up here, Sharky. It's nice to actually have
Thank you
seen
for having me.
somebody.
It's fun. I'm kind of a mess today. I didn't shave in a couple of days, and I was out a little bit earlier. I need to like re-shower. My hair's kind of like whatever. It's fine. It's just, this way you get to test the restream. Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit unuser friendly at first. I guess it's fine now. I'm still not sure why I can't get the Bluetooth to connect back on with the mic, but it's fine as long as you can hear me and I can hear you.
Yeah, like I've been able to hear you just fine. outside of like the
Cool.
times it would freeze. But yeah, I appreciate you coming up here. Thank you for testing it out with me. Thank you for introducing yourself. And yeah, everyone look out for Shark FinTech on YouTube. Hopefully you do it quick. Hopefully no one takes the name.
Yeah, well, I kind of did a little search of it, and but just to kind of make sure that it's so. But like you say, yeah, sometimes you can't let too much grass grow under the feet. So
yeah, okay. Well, we will be looking out and supporting Sharky. Appreciate you coming up as my guest, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out because I've been up here, and yes, my stomach is still talking to me. But guys, I really appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you on the next video. I do have a live chat coming up tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about colorism, light skin and dark skin, and how that presents itself in the workplace for men and women. So that is the next topic I will be talking about. Okay, well, thank you so much, Sharky. I hope you have a lovely Sunday. And again, we'll be looking out for you. Please do come back and tell us once you have this channel. I'm like beyond excited.
definitely will. Thanks again, and I'll see you all soon.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.